For thousands of years, civilizations across the world have feared the end of days, a moment when the world, as we know it, will cease to exist. Every religion, every mythology, every prophecy has hinted at a final reckoning, an event so cataclysmic that life itself would be wiped from the face of the earth. But what if that moment is already upon us? What if the ancient signs have already begun to appear? In recent years, deep-sea creatures have been washing up dead or barely alive on shores across the world. Scientists and experts are baffled. These are not just ordinary fish. They are species that live thousands of meters beneath the ocean's surface, creatures that should never be seen by human eyes. So why are they suddenly abandoning their homes in the deep and appearing on land? What are they running from? Many believe the answer lies in an ancient force, a beast so powerful that its very existence was considered a threat to the gods. Leviathan, the great serpent of the abyss, the beast of the end times. Throughout history, Leviathan has been a symbol of chaos and destruction in various world religions. In the Bible, it is described as a monstrous sea creature, defeated by God. In Jewish mythology, Leviathan is a creature that will be served at the banquet for the righteous in the end times. In ancient Mesopotamian myths, similar creatures represented primordial chaos, subdued by heroic gods. Each culture has its own version, but the essence remains the same. A powerful, fearsome entity that signifies the end of an era. Leviathan in Jewish mysticism, a creation too dangerous to exist. Jewish mythology provides one of the most detailed and chilling descriptions of Leviathan. According to the Talmud and the Midrash, Leviathan was one of the first creatures created by God when he formed the world. However, there was not just one Leviathan, there were two. God created a male and a female Leviathan, but upon realizing that their offspring would be too powerful and could endanger all of creation, he destroyed the female and preserved the male. Some interpretations suggest that Leviathan was not simply killed, but placed in a deep slumber at the bottom of the ocean, where it awaits the final days when it will return. The book of Job, chapter 41, verses 1 to 34, describes Leviathan in terrifying detail, portraying it as an unstoppable sea monster with scales as impenetrable as shields, breath that can set fire to the sea, and eyes that shine like the morning sun. The passage states that no weapon forged by man can harm Leviathan, and that it laughs at the terror of warriors. This description reinforces the idea that Leviathan is not merely a creature, but a supernatural entity, one that will only rise when the world is on the brink of destruction. Leviathan in Christian prophecy, the beast of Judgment Day. Christian theology, particularly in the book of Revelation, associates Leviathan with the forces of chaos and destruction that will emerge in the end times. Some scholars link Leviathan to the beast of the sea in Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. A monstrous being that will rise from the depths and play a role in the apocalyptic battle between good and evil. The Psalms, chapter 104, verse 26, also reference Leviathan, describing it as a creature that God made to roam the seas, a being so immense that it could swallow ships whole. In medieval Christian thought, Leviathan became symbolic of the sin of envy and the devouring nature of evil. Some texts describe it as a force that will only be tamed when the final judgment occurs and God restores balance to the world. The association between Leviathan and divine punishment has led many to believe that its reappearance, whether literal or symbolic, would signal the impending wrath of God upon a corrupt and sinful world. Leviathan in Islamic traditions, the sleeping beast beneath creation. Islamic esoteric teachings also contain references to a massive sea creature that resembles Leviathan. While the Quran does not explicitly mention Leviathan, Islamic scholars and mystics have long spoken of Bahamut, a vast sea creature that is said to support the earth itself. Some believe Bahamut and Leviathan are different names for the same primordial beast, a being that God created to balance the universe. There are accounts in Islamic tradition that describe the end times as a period when creatures hidden in the depths of the earth and the sea will begin to emerge. According to some interpretations, this is one of the major signs of the Day of Judgment. If Leviathan or Bahamut were to awaken, it would indicate that humanity has reached a level of corruption so extreme that divine intervention is necessary. Leviathan in Hinduism, the cosmic serpent that holds the universe together. Hindu mythology speaks of Sheshanaga, the king of all serpents, who lies in the depths of the ocean holding the universe together. Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, is often depicted reclining on the coils of Shesha, signifying the balance between chaos and order. Shesha is said to be so vast that he supports all of creation, but ancient texts warn that if he ever stirs or awakens in anger, the world will be thrown into chaos. There is also the legend of Vasuki, a massive serpent associated with destruction and transformation. In Hindu eschatology, the end of the current cycle of existence is said to be marked by cataclysmic floods and the emergence of hidden forces from the depths of the ocean. These descriptions bear a striking resemblance to the Leviathan myths, reinforcing the idea that a great beast slumbers beneath the waves, waiting for the right moment to rise. Leviathan and the parallel universe theory. Some researchers and theorists suggest that Leviathan may not be just a deep-sea creature, but something far more mysterious, an entity connected to parallel dimensions. The concept of parallel universes has been explored in both scientific and metaphysical realms, with some theories suggesting that there are hidden worlds existing alongside our own, separated by an invisible veil. According to quantum mechanics, particles can exist in multiple states at once, hinting at the possibility of alternate realities. If such dimensions do exist, could Leviathan be a being that resides between them, one that occasionally crosses over into our reality when certain cosmic conditions align? Some legends describe Leviathan as an otherworldly entity, too vast and incomprehensible for the human mind to fully grasp. What if it is not merely an ancient sea monster, but a guardian of a realm that exists outside of our known universe? Strange phenomena have been reported in the deep sea. Zones where compasses malfunction, sonar signals are disrupted, and strange, unidentified creatures are glimpsed for mere moments before vanishing. Some scientists speculate that these anomalies could be evidence of interdimensional rifts, gateways where reality blurs. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, is often suspected to be one such location. If Leviathan is a being from a parallel universe, then the recent unusual appearances of deep-sea creatures on our shores may indicate that the boundaries between dimensions are weakening. Is it possible that human activities, such as nuclear testing, deep-sea drilling and large-scale electromagnetic experiments, are disrupting the balance between these realms, awakening something that was never meant to rise? If so, Leviathan's return might not only be a sign of impending catastrophe, but also proof that the walls between worlds are beginning to collapse. Recent unexplained incidents, signs that Leviathan is awakening. In 2023, reports surfaced from Japan, the Philippines and the United States of oarfish, also called the doomsday fish, being spotted near the surface. These creatures normally live in the deep sea at depths of 3,000 feet or more, yet they have been appearing en masse, often dying on beaches. Japanese folklore states that oarfish only surface when an earthquake or tsunami is about to occur. Just weeks after their appearance, a 7.8 magnitude earthquake struck Japan, killing thousands. Fishermen in the Pacific Ocean have reported seeing massive, unidentified sea creatures near the surface, creatures unlike anything recorded in marine biology. Some claim these animals were larger than blue whales, with dark, impenetrable skin. There are also reports of seismic disturbances in the deep ocean that cannot be explained by natural causes. In 2022, a Russian deep-sea exploration team recorded bizarre seismic activity from the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Their instruments picked up deep, rhythmic sounds almost like a heartbeat, coming from 11,000 meters below the surface. The noises were so powerful that they caused malfunctions in the submersibles, forcing the team to abandon their mission. Some researchers believe these sounds could be linked to Leviathan stirring in its slumber. Sonar scans in the Atlantic detected massive moving structures that appeared to be alive, shifting through underwater trenches at speeds that defy explanation. If these anomalies are what some claim them to be, then it could mean Leviathan is not only real but beginning to rise. Why would Leviathan rise now? One of the most chilling aspects of the Leviathan legend is that it is not meant to remain hidden forever. Many ancient prophecies state that it will emerge when humanity reaches a breaking point, when greed, corruption and destruction of nature spiral out of control. Some believe we are already living in that era. Could the Leviathan be a response to this destruction? A force meant to restore balance in a world that has gone too far? Beyond mythology, scientists have also proposed more rational explanations. Some believe that deep-sea mining, sonar testing and other human activities are disturbing creatures that have lived in the ocean's depths for millions of years. Military sonar, for example, has been linked to the mass strandings of whales and other deep-diving marine life. Additionally, seismic activity has been increasing worldwide, with major earthquakes and underwater volcanoes erupting at unprecedented rates. The 2022 Hunga Tonga Hunga Ha'apai eruption was one of the most powerful underwater explosions ever recorded, reaching the mesosphere, something never seen before in modern history. Could such events be disturbing something ancient, forcing it to rise? There is an eerie connection between the Leviathan myth and religious warnings about the last days. In the Book of Enoch, there is a prophecy of great creatures returning to the earth as signs of impending divine judgment. Some Islamic texts also describe monstrous beings surfacing before the apocalypse, bringing chaos and signaling the world's final reckoning. The Bible speaks of Leviathan's destruction in Isaiah 27, verse 1. In that day the Lord will punish with his sword, his fierce, great and powerful sword, Leviathan the gliding serpent, Leviathan the coiling serpent. He will slay the monster of the sea. But what if this verse does not mean Leviathan will be slain by divine hands, but rather that it will rise to execute divine punishment? Could it be that Leviathan is not an enemy, but an agent of judgment, awakening to cleanse the world of its corruption? If so, its emergence would not be a warning. It would be the final reckoning. The ultimate question? What happens if Leviathan breaks the surface? If Leviathan is real and is emerging, the consequences could be catastrophic. A being of such unimaginable size and power could create tsunamis, trigger earthquakes, or cause other global disasters simply by moving. If it is an apex predator, it could disrupt the ocean's fragile ecosystem in ways we cannot predict. Some even speculate that Leviathan is not a singular creature but an entire species, hidden away for millions of years, only now revealing itself. Yet, whether or not Leviathan truly exists, one thing is clear. Our oceans are changing, and something is happening beneath the surface. The increase in deep-sea creatures washing up on shores could be an omen of an impending catastrophe. Or it could be humanity's own actions coming back to haunt us. Perhaps the Leviathan is not just a monster of legend, but a warning, a symbol of the unknown forces that we have yet to understand, forces that may soon remind us that humans are not the true rulers of this planet. Final thought, a warning to humanity. Is Leviathan truly awakening, or are these simply coincidences? Throughout history, Leviathan has been a symbol of chaos, destruction and divine judgment, lurking in the unseen depths, waiting for the moment when humanity reaches its tipping point. As the world spirals deeper into environmental collapse, moral decay and unrestrained greed, the signs of its awakening seem stronger than ever. Deep-sea tremors, strange marine creatures fleeing to the surface, and unexplained oceanic anomalies. Some believe the walls between dimensions are thinning, that Leviathan is not just a myth, but an entity bound by forces beyond our understanding, waiting for the moment when the world becomes irredeemable. If the prophecies are true, and if the disturbances in the abyss are indeed its stirrings, then its rise is not just a possibility, it is an inevitability, one that could soon shatter the very foundations of our existence.